Great day of baseball, huh? Day one of the AA Wyoming American Legion State Tournament, and it was a doozy of a day. We had 4 games, and they were all quality games. I'm so excited for this 307 baseball recap show. We're going to have one every night throughout the AA State Tournament right here in the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming studios. I'm Cullen Holt. We're going to get into highlights. We're going to have maybe some interviews. We'll talk about the brackets. We'll talk about the rankings. We'll talk about all of it, and it's going to be great right here on the 307 baseball recap show. Again, 4 great games today. Why don't we just go back to the 10 a.m. time slot and check out that Evanston-Sheridan matchup. So let's roll the tape for that one. Outlaws and Troopers. This opened up the whole state tournament, and it was a good game as Sheridan got out to an early lead with a couple of runs in the top of the first. Trevor Stowe with the RBI, and then there was an error later on in the inning. Then Sheridan would come back and they would add a couple more just an inning later in the top of the second. So at that point, they would be up 4-0. That was Cody Kilpatrick with the 2 RBI double, as you can see it there on your screen now. Evanston would make it close. They would tack on a couple to make it 6-2 later around the 5th inning. Top of the 5th, trying to keep the Outlaws in it. A 4-6-3 double play to end that inning. Then Caden Steele at the end of the game would add a couple more runs for Sheridan, but the nice defensive play there by the Outlaws as they drop into the losers bracket. Again, Caden Steele puts the exclamation point on a 9-2 victory for Sheridan in the opening game of the AA State Tournament with a 2 RBI single for himself. And again, a 7-run victory for the Troopers of Sheridan, and they move on in the winners bracket to play tomorrow with no losses on their record. Always a good spot to be. They looked very good. Obviously, Evanston tried to stay close, but Sheridan just a little too much for him in Game 1, and that bodes well for the Troopers going forward. Let's move on to Game 2. This was the 1 o'clock time slot. Bottom half of the bracket, Casper and Gillette. If you are looking for a good game, you have come to the right place. This was a game a lot of people were talking about coming in. Casper, they earned the 1 seed out of the West. They did so by going undefeated in conference, so we know they're good. Gillette, a great 4 seed out of the East. And they proved it in this one. Jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first. Richardson and Fink both with the ball in play and runs scored. There's Jason Fink going back at the middle for an RBI single. Took until the bottom of the second for the top seed out of the West to get on the board, and they did so in great fashion. Taggart with an RBI single in the bottom of the second, and then after he puts this one in play and gets Casper within 1, Armstrong decides to bunt at the plate. It didn't quite go as planned, but it worked out for Casper anyway, as he puts this one in play right into that no man's land up over the pitcher's head, and Casper ties it up as the runner tags and scores from third. Defensive battle from there on out, all the way through to the 7th inning. Top of the 7th. Here's another bunt attempt. This one popped up. Nipper, the pitcher, comes off the mound, gloves it, and throws down to get the double play. So Casper still sitting in a good spot, tied 2-2, bottom of the 7th. This is Casper trying to get something going offensively. Jason Fink, now on the mound, says no. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the 7th inning. There's strikeout number 1, and here is strikeout number 2 for Jason Fink. Punch him out and go to extra innings between these two teams. Seemed only fitting with how close this game was. Top of the 8th, Jason Fink now at the plate. He, after an intentional walk to face him, he has an RBI single, and then Matt Newland tacks on a couple more with a 2 RBI double, and Gillette is in business in the first of the extra innings. Top of the 8th, bottom of the frame, Casper not done yet. Braden Barr with a 2 RBI single to make it a 1-run game, but it just wasn't enough, and Gillette hangs on in an absolutely fantastic game by a final of 5-4. So the Gillette Riders moving on with no losses, and we'll see a very good Casper team dropping down to the losers' side of the bracket. Again, the score 5-4. Caden Rowe for Gillette, 8 strikeouts in 4 2/3. For Casper, Kyler Lewis, 5 strikeouts in 4 innings. So a lot of good individual performances and a lot of great games. That did not stop at the 4 o'clock start time as we go back to the top half of the bracket. There it is, Cheyenne and Rock Springs. We said before this game that if Rock Springs could pull off the upset, it would be the biggest upset of the tournament by far. Cheyenne, the heavy favorites. Rock Springs having a little trouble in the Western Conference. And they took it scoreless all the way to the bottom of the 4th. There's Adrian Beardsley. If you look really closely on the left side of your screen, you can see him make a great diving catch. And Dylan Johnson, the starting pitcher for Rock Springs, pitched very well. Bottom of the 4th, Cheyenne's offense finally got to work. Hayden Swain, 2 RBI single. Caden Anderson with a base knock that brings another run home. That was with 2 outs, by the way, in the bottom of the 4th to put Cheyenne up 3-zip. On that MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Bottom of the 5th, Coulter McAnally, an RBI single. An error added another run. Hastings with an RBI single. Caden Anderson got in on the fun. Cheyenne would build their lead all the way to 8-0 in the bottom of the 5th. And they were threatening to end the game right there. It's 10 runs after 5, and if you're the home team, really just 4.5 at that point, but they just couldn't reach that 10-run mark. That's okay. 1 inning later, bottom of the 6th, Keldon Hastings, who had a great game. He got all of that baseball and more. See you later, Cheyenne, with the run rule victory over Rock Springs. They're moving on as expected. Wow, what a great game. And Keldon Hastings, by the way, he had a really good day. Let's just highlight him real quick because he went 2 for 4. With 5 RBIs, scored 2 runs, and of course hit that walk-off homer. Keldon Hastings with a fantastic day. Again, just one of a bunch of fantastic performances. We take a look at that. Moonshot out to left center. Once again, they won it for Cheyenne, and I believe that was the only home run of the day as well. Cheyenne 12, Rock Springs 0. The final, Laramie and Jackson, the 2 seed from the East, 3 seed from the West. This is another one of those games that had a lot of hype coming into first pitch, and another game that most definitely lived up to the hype. Started off at the bottom of the 3rd. That was Aiden Morris with an RBI triple to put Laramie in front first. Parker Bledgy says, I see your RBI triple, and I can hit one of those too. So he ties it up. This is a big top of the 6th for Jackson. Matt Fisher with an RBI single. And a couple of ribbies for Steven Ashurst as well, as Jackson builds a 4-1 advantage in the top of the 6th. Just a half inning later, we go to the home half of the frame, and Laramie wants to answer back. Chamberlain, another guy with a good game, has the RBI ground out. So now it's 4-2, Jackson in front. Going all the way down to the wire as always, right? Top of the 7th, how about Medina behind the plate for Laramie? Throws out a runner on his way from first to second. And now we go to the bottom of the final scheduled inning. Laramie down by 2. Taden Moore, he makes it a 1-run game by bringing a runner home with that ribby there. Hogsett at the plate. Laramie down by 1. Puts the ball in play. Good things happen when you do that. And the Rangers walk it off 5-4 as the ball got away from the Jackson defense. Another fantastic game, and how about the host team coming all the way back to walk it off under the lights in the final game of the day. Wow, we got to catch our breaths because that was a busy day of baseball. We're going to even talk a little bit about single-A baseball in the second half of this show because they had some good games as well. There were a few games where we were kind of sitting on the edge of our seat here in the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming studios trying to figure out what was the final going to be in that single-A score. Another guy we wanted to highlight, though, Jason Fink from the Gillette-Casper game. Wow. Another guy who did it all. On the mound, at the plate. Obviously, he had the big run at the top of the 8th to get Gillette going as they built that lead. Here are his lines. 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, and then on the mound, went an inning and 2/3 with 3 strikeouts and only gave up 1 hit. So Jason Fink for Gillette, he's a name you should keep your eye on going forward because there is a lot of baseball left to play as we continue through this tournament. So many great teams, so many great players, and countless great games as well. Why don't we pull up the brackets for AA right now? We'll start it off on the winner's side because this is all set for tomorrow. That is Sheridan and Cheyenne tomorrow at 4 p.m. Gillette and Laramie tomorrow at 7. Now, if that matchup sounds familiar, there's a reason it does. Gillette and Laramie, conference opponents that have duked it out quite a bit over the course of this season, and they'll have to face at least once more tomorrow at 7. So already a couple of good games lined up on the winner's bracket. To the loser's bracket for AA, these are some sneaky good teams that could work their way back into the championship side. Casper will take on Jackson at 1. The first game of the day will be Evanston and Rock Springs at 10 a.m. I'm already looking forward to the Casper-Jackson matchup. Those will be a couple of good games, actually, as the West Conference dukes it out in the loser's bracket, and the East will battle it out over on the winner's side. We come back to the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming studios. Everybody has a reason to buckle up. What's yours? Whether that be getting to the state tournament for baseball or just getting around town, make sure you just take the extra second, buckle up that seatbelt so we can decrease the number and severity of injuries in traffic accidents. We're going to step aside and hear from the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition. When we come back, we're going to check in with one of the broadcasters on the team from MyLocalRadio.com, ELAN OLLIFF. We're going to take a closer look at the brackets and also check in with Single A. It all continues after this on the 307 Baseball Recap
Show. From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
I'm Officer Kevin Malatesta, Public Information Officer for the Cheyenne Police Department. Cheyenne Police Department, for the May mobilization, is really looking for people who aren't seatbelted in their cars. It's a secondary violation in Wyoming, but as we make traffic stops for speeding, cell phones, whatever it may be, we're going to be looking to make sure that people have their seatbelts on. As we've gone over, seatbelts do save lives, and way too many people in Wyoming aren't wearing them. We want to make sure that people get home safely, get to see their families again. So if they're involved in a car accident and that seatbelt is on, there's a much higher likelihood of that person making it through that accident, making it through without injuries even. When we have crashes without seatbelts, the consequences are much more severe.
Back again live from the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming studios. It all comes down to who can win these games. So without further ado, let's go right back to the brackets because, that's where it is all at as we take a look at AA first in the winner's bracket, the schedule for tomorrow. Sheridan, Cheyenne, Gillette, Laramie, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock p.m. The East sweeps on day 1. Loser's bracket, this is all West teams. We'll go to the loser's bracket as Casper and Jackson will face off at 1, Evanston, Rock Springs at 10 a.m. As we welcome in ELAN OLLIFF. ELAN, you've been the boots on the ground all day long. What a day of baseball. I even had to throw the headset on so I could talk to you. And, wow, have you been able to catch your breath at all?
I'm still just goosebumps from that last game. That was so much fun. I had a chance to talk with Coach Lozano in passing, and I told him, I told him, and I said, you guys have struggled getting runs late in the game. You guys might have woken up your offense and not a moment too soon.
Could we have asked for a better first day? We had the Evanston-Sheridan game. That was a good one. Obviously, Evanston threatened in that one a little bit. Sheridan ran away with it toward the end. Then you've got the one-run game, Casper and Gillette. You've got the walk-off to 10-run for Cheyenne. And then you've got, obviously, the nightcap, which was kind of the granddaddy of them all, the walk-off and the comeback victory for Laramie as well. Could we have asked for a better day?
I don't think we could have. And just to kind of go back, a lot of people said that Casper-Gillette game was probably going to be the best one. I went on record at 307 Baseball saying there's something about this Laramie-Jackson game, and I'm just going to say I told you so.
Okay, ELAN, here you go. Tough question for you. Concessions at Cowboy Field, are they good?
Absolutely. They have a local food truck here, and I had a jumbo hot dog for lunch.
Love it.
And a mozzarella and chicken brat for dinner. It was awesome.
Doesn't get much better than that. Hey, who impressed you out of everybody today off the top of your head?
Ryan Chamberlain. He came in knowing what he had to do, knowing he had 45 pitches to work with because they want to use him on Wednesday. That's no secret now. And we saw earlier games where they wanted to limit pitch counts and they didn't go deep. Chamberlain gets to the 5th. He was very impressive. Also great behind the plate. Parker Bledgy, it really, I'm looking a lot at stars from that last game, but also impressive was Jason Fink in the Gillette-Casper game, as well as Garrett Oswald really impressed me in that Rock Springs Cheyenne game. Didn't panic, even though he found himself in some situations. Dylan Johnson, what a way to end your career, man. Absolutely brilliant performance against the top team in the state. And for that Sheridan game, Jaden Schneider came out and shut down the Troopers the rest of the way. Sheridan, though, as a team, really just their discipline at the plate. I think we said it was multiple innings. I want to say the first 3 innings, they got 2 runs on 2-out rallies.
Right.
So really just top to bottom, great performance by everybody out on the field today.
It really was. Everybody seemed to rise to the occasion. Elan, knowing you've probably got some games for tomorrow already circled. What are they?
I want to see Gillette-Laramie. That Gillette-Laramie is going to be close. Evanston Rock Springs, because of what's at stake there and how familiar those two teams are. You and I both have talked about it, how close those teams are and how familiar they are with each other. They're going to play one more time, and winner moves on, loser goes home. Sheridan, Cheyenne, top 2 matchup on the coaches and media poll. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Really, I don't think there's a dud in these matchups at all, because I'm even also looking at that Casper Jackson game. That's going to be fun. Casper and Jackson played some pretty close games during the regular season. We'll see what comes out. I'm a little concerned about Jackson's pitching right now. They still do have Steven Ashurst, but Parker Bledgy, I don't know what his pitch count was. We'll see if he's available, but I think that's going to be a good one as well.
All right, you've got a long day tomorrow. I'll let you get back to the hotel and rest up. Maybe we'll check in again tomorrow. But, hey, thanks so much for stopping by, Elan.
Absolutely my pleasure, Colin. We'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, just a bunch of great games. Elan, Chris Brentel, Grant Storbo, and David Settle did a great job calling them out there at Cowboy Field in Laramie, so we appreciate that. Again, we're going to have every game of the Wyoming American Legion State AA tournament. That'll be live on mylocalradio.com. We'll continue with these studio shows as well. We've teased this a little bit. We're going to talk about Single A because their tournament now on day 3. Let's pull up the Single A winners bracket to take a look at this matchup today. Cheyenne and Cody. Boy, was that a good game. We went into the bottom of the final inning with the Cody Cubs down by 3. They came all the way back to tie it up and force extras and then walked it off. 9-8 the final score in that one. So show the losers bracket so we can see the matchups for tomorrow. Here's what it looks like because they won't match opponents up against each other that have already played. So it'll be Wheatland versus Cody, Lovell versus Cheyenne. I believe those will be the game times. If not, we'll let you know. So that is what the losers bracket looks like at the Single A level as we just check in with them real quick. We had some really good games. Unfortunately, some good teams got eliminated as well with Powell and Torrington. Back live in the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming studios. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day. 4 really good games. 2 of them will be elimination games. So 2 teams will have their seasons come to an end tomorrow. So there will be some very competitive games as well. So we're very much looking forward to that as the state tournament continues. By the way, everybody has a reason to buckle up. What's yours? You can always leave it in the comment on this video so we can hear your reason to buckle up as well. Once again, let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow as we read off some final scores from today. The first game of the day, Sheridan beat Evanston 9-2. Game 2 was a good one as well. Gillette beats Casper 5-4 in a close one. Cheyenne run rules Rock Springs 12-0. And Laramie comes back to walk it off against Jackson 5-4. So the schedule for tomorrow, Sheridan Cheyenne at 4, Gillette Laramie at 7. And then on the losers side of things, Evanston Rock Springs at 10 a.m., Casper Jackson at 1 p.m. Full day of baseball coming at you. thank you so much for being with us. We had some great performances, some spectacular games, some close ones, all kinds of late inning drama as well, which always makes it extra fun. And again, we will be back bright and early. You can catch this pregame show tomorrow before the start of Game 1 as well, which again will be that Evanston versus Rock Springs matchup. So enjoy the games, guys. It's going to be fun, and we'll talk to you guys after that Evanston Rock Springs game concludes. I'm Colin Holt, live from the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming studios.
This is Post on Evanston Outlaw Baseball on MyLocalRadio.com and on the air at KNYN 99.1 FM, The Big Dog. Evanston Outlaw Baseball is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, Bear River Dental, The Best Western, Dunbar Inn and Legal Tender Restaurant, Elling Ford Brothers, Evanston Regional Hospital, Freeway Tire, Hoover Chiropractic, Dr. McKay Frankham, Mountain West Business Solutions, Plains Tire, Rocky Mountain Sign, T-Bar Body Shop, Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, the Come On In Casper, Uinta County School District Number 1, West Star Printing, and by Rocky Mountain Yeti. Now, Outlaw fans, let's head to the diamond for today's game.
And we welcome you live to Cowboy Field, live from Laramie, day 2 of the 2021 AA state championships. Our volumes are all over the place. Excuse me while I work on that. Anyways, Evanston taking on Rock Springs. Winner, their season will come to an end. Loser, their season will come to an end. Loser, their season comes to an end. Winner will move on to play the winner of the nightcap. That will be the winner of winner of Gillette and the homestanding Laramie Rangers. Don't know what's going on with our camera here, but we are working to fix it, so rest assured we will get that fixed. Let's introduce you to the starting lineups for the Rock Springs Stallions, coached by Rocky Rondinelli, assisted by the new Hall of Famer, Stub Hatfield. He was inducted into the American Legion Baseball Hall of Fame last night. Gotta imagine that is a great honor for Hatfield. As the Outlaws will put out Ashton Eldridge, but yeah, let's get this camera fixed. All right, I think we got it there. Trying to get our cutaway camera to work. Having some technical difficulties to kick off the morning, but we do have that zoom out camera so we can give you the action on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com. Leading it off for the Rock Springs Stallions is going to be the pitcher, Parker Ross. He'll be followed by shortstop Ryan Powers. Dominic Gungan, the third baseman, bats third. Sam Wheeler, the center fielder, bats in the cleanup spot. We'll give you 5 through 9 after the first pitch from Evanston right-hander Ashton Eldridge, and that one will miss outside. First pitch at 10:04 a.m. Exact same time as yesterday, as noted by our people in the press box. The 1-0 fouled, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Parker Ross. Batting fifth is Hudson Garner, the catcher. Adrian Beardsley, the left fielder, bats sixth. Andrew Rondinelli bats seventh.
Barracast, the first baseman, bats 8th. Then Mason Taylor, the right fielder, rounds off the top 9 for Rocky Rondinelli. Liner right at Gus Allred, who leaps up and makes the catch off of the first base for out number 1. What a play by Gus Allred. Just leaps up and takes that one away, and the Outlaws are off to a good start. Unbelievable championship-worthy play by Gus Allred at first. Let's give you the infield for Evanston. Gus at first, Ryan Baldwin at second, Bodie Wicks at the hot corner, and Jagger Mitchell at shortstop. First pitch from Eldridge to Ryan Powers. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So 0-2 count, or 1 count rather, to Ryan Powers. One down. First pitch inside, misses that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 count to Powers, the shortstop. Dominic Gunyon, the third baseman, bats third and is on deck. Talon Critchfield in left field, Clayton Moyles in center, and Derek McDonald in right. Battery featuring Hank Allred catching Ashton Eldridge, as Powers will foul that one over the fence. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the first, and the 0-2 in the zone. Great pitch by Eldridge, and it's 2 down quickly for the Stallions. That'll bring up Dominic Gunyon, the third baseman. Here in the top of the first. Nobody on, as Ashton Eldridge has done what he's done against Rock Springs all season. He'll face Gunyon, the third baseman. And the pitch. Inside part of the zone in the upper corner for strike 1. The 0-1 misses away from the right-handed Dominic Gunyon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gunyon comes into this game batting .261 with 27 RBIs as the 1-1 turns to 2-1. Missed inside to the right-handed Gunyon. Two-1 from Ashton Eldridge. Down low in the dirt. Great snag by Hank Allred. 31 count to Gunyon with 2 down. Nobody on. A strikeout and a line out to Gus Allred, which is the lead candidate of our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game. Eldridge kicks and deals the 3-1. That one inside, and it's a 5-pitch walk. As Rock Springs gets a base runner on, that'll bring up Sam Wheeler, the center fielder. Wheeler coming in with a .252 average. Ashton Eldridge on the season, 57 innings pitched, 5.03 ERA, 04 ERA rather, 41 earned runs out of 61 runs allowed, 68 strikeouts, 242 walks. 2 down for Sam Wheeler, the center fielder. Throw back to first to check up on Gunyon, and he dives back in time. Hudson Garner, the catcher, stands on deck, still with his knee pads on. Getting ready for this one. Throw back by Ashton to check up on him. Eldridge has had a lot of success against this Rock Springs team, and really this is the game that you kind of want in the state tournament, a high-pressure elimination game, but it's against a team that you know you've had great success against. This one chopped up high over the back screen. It will go down as strike 1. ELAN OLLIFF bringing you the action live from Cowboy Stadium on mylocalradio.com and KNYN. 99.1 FM, the big dog in country, Evanston, Wyoming. 0-1 count to Sam Wheeler. Eldridge with one man on first. That's Dominic Gunyon, who worked a walk. Wheeler, liner into center field. That's going to drop. Rounding second is Gunyon. Throw to third is going to sail way almost out of play, past the third base dugout. Bodie Wicks, the third baseman, runs over to get it. And the single by Sam Wheeler with 2 down puts the runners in scoring position. Wheeler with a rip into center right field, dropped close to Clayton Moyles, who couldn't quite get on his horse quick enough to get there. And that'll bring up Hudson Garner, Rock Springs in this elimination game, threatening to score first. Garner, 273 average, 36 hits in 132 at-bats. 26 RBIs, would love to get 27 right here with a base hit. 2 down, runners on the corners. Eldridge goes from the stretch. Ball in his right hand behind his back. Sets at the cheek. The delivery. Outside looking for that corner from the right-handed Garner, but he's not going to find it. 1 ball, no strikes. Eldridge toes the runner. Ball behind his back yet again. Feet in line. The 1-0 on the way. That one in the dirt. Great dig outside by Hank Allred. Runner on third, and so much foul territory. We're going to talk about it all week. So much foul territory here at Cowboy Field. Anything gets past a catcher with runners on third, it's going to be an automatic run scored. Still no score, 2 down, top of the first in this elimination game, Evanston and Rock Springs. Evanston, the designated home team, and the pitch to Garner, down low, and Eldridge. He walked Gunyon in 5 pitches, and now he's got Garner on top, 3-0. Hitters count to Garner. Ashton's got to deliver a strike here, and you would imagine Garner's probably going to hold all the way. A good chance to get back in this battle for Ashton. And the 3-0. Finds inside part of the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. Eldridge, 1 pitch away from getting back into this battle. In a high-pressure elimination game. Winner will play the loser of Gillette and Sheridan tonight. Loser, their season goes in the history books. The 3-1. That one, hard liner at first baseman. Gus already bobbles it. Ashton Eldridge runs over to cover the bag at first, and they cut the runner down. No runs scored, and the Outlaws will get their first shot at it when we come back after this on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome back to Cowboy Field here in Laramie, Wyoming, site of the 2021 AA State Tournament. Let's introduce you to the Evanston batting lineup. Leading off is going to be center fielder Clayton Moyles. Hank Allred, the catcher, bats second. Gus Allred, the first baseman, will bat third. Jagger Mitchell, the power-hitting cleanup man for the Outlaws. Bodie Wicks, the RBI machine, bats fifth. Derek McDonald, the right fielder, bats sixth. Ashton Eldridge, Ryan Baldwin, and Talon Critchfield in the 7, 8, 9 spots, respectively. For the defense of Rock Springs, outfield featuring Adrian Beardsley, who had probably the catch of day one yesterday against Cheyenne Post 6, a leaping grab at the third base line. He's back in left field. Sam Wheeler in center field. Mason Taylor in right infield with Barrick Hess at first. Andrew Rondinelli at second. Dominic Gunnion at the hot corner. And Ryan Powers, the shortstop. Parker Ross pitching to Hudson Garner. Hudson and Parker as battery mates, as Hudson has become the full-time pitcher full-time catcher for Rock Springs. Parker Ross on the mound, 47 2/3 innings pitched, 60 hits allowed, 50 runs, 34 of them earned, 35 strikeouts to 21 walks, a 4.99 ERA. Leading off will be Clayton Moyles for the Evanston Outlaws. First pitch misses, ball one. As Moyles comes into this contest, as he'll chop one right at the shortstop. Wheeler, throw over to first, and that one's in the dirt and away. Reaching on the air is going to be Clayton Moyles. As Powers tried to make the throw. By the way, Moyles at the 263 average. Here comes Hammer and Hank Allred. Hank, 310 average, 5 homers, 33 RBIs for Allred. So runner on first, that's Clayton Moyles. Taking a bit of a lead as we show you Hank Allred, the right-handed batter, no batting gloves. The pitch from Ross, and this one, fly ball into left field, that drops, and Evanston looks to be in business. Back-to-back base runners, nobody down, and the Outlaws with runners on first and second for Gus Allred. Evanston needs to have a game where the bats start to break out, as they were only able to put 2 runs up on Sheridan yesterday in a 9-2 loss in round 1. In order to force a game tomorrow, they need to win this one. Gus Allred comes in with a 404 average and leads the team with 48 RBIs. RBIs 49 and 50 standing on base. Runner on first is Hank Allred. Clayton Moyles over on second base. Hank singled, Clayton reached on an error. Left-handed batter, Gus Allred against Parker Ross, the right-hander, delivers, and this one chopped off of the glove of Ross as they throw to second to try to get the runner, and he's out. They say Hank Allred is cut out on the fielder's choice, but it moves Clayton Moyles over to third. And that'll bring up Jagger Mitchell, the team leader in a multitude of statistical categories. One down for the Outlaws as Jagger comes in with a 421 batting average, leads the team in that. Second on the team with 45 RBIs. Runners on the corners, Clayton Moyles, speed on third, and you also got Gus Allred with speed himself on first. First pitch to Jagger, inside part of the zone for strike one as he lets that one go by. Only one down and a runner on third. No score on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. As Ross kicks and deals the 1-0. That one tried to hit the same spot, but Mitchell not biting as it's way inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jagger. Bodie Wicks, the third baseman, stands on deck. Bit of a lead for Gus Allred off first. The 1-1 to Jagger. This one, fly ball into left field. Beardsley tries to make the catch, and he does. What a catch by Beardsley over by the warning track, but it goes down as a sacrifice RBI as Mitchell will bring in Clayton Moyles, who tags up and scores 1-0 Evanston on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Adrian Beardsley has been on fire in left field. He had the diving catch against Cheyenne post 6, and now a retreating, running to the wall type catch, a la Willie Mays almost, to take Jagger Mitchell out and make it 2 outs to Bodie Wicks. Still on first is Gus Allred. First pitch to Wicks in the zone for strike 1. Ross with the delivery. This one, hard hit down the third base line. Gunyon fields it cleanly at third. Throw across the diamond, right into the glove of Barrick Hess. And that is the inning. But the Outlaws already on the board, and they lead it 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, headed for the second on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
The importance of saving and learning how to use money wisely can be taught from a very young age. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we offer youth accounts to help kids learn to save, borrow, and spend responsibly. Our youth accounts are special, just like the kids in our community. Check out our See You Grow, See You Learn, and See You Prosper accounts for kids 0 to 18. These accounts are great to start managing finances. Open a youth account today for $1. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
Going into the top of the second, Evanston leads 1-0. It'll be Adrian Beardsley, Andrew Rondinelli, and Barrick Hess due up for the Rock Springs Stallions as Ashton Eldridge goes out for inning number 2 of work. Beardsley, 190 average, but his defense has put him on the ELAN OLLIFF All-Tournament team thus far, as Beardsley has been lights out. There was the leaping grab against Cheyenne post 6 yesterday, and that retreat grab he just had to catch out Jagger Mitchell. Back in the first, Beardsley, who has been a defensive mastermind, steps in, hoping to add a little bit to his stuff at the plate. Beardsley, by the way, went 0 for 2 in the game against post 6. First pitch to Beardsley inside, ball 1. Ashton Eldridge, the pitcher for post 41, the Evanston Outlaws. Evanston in their blue uniforms, post 41 in Western font across the chest, white numerals, and of course they're wearing those Evanston Outlaw caps, the blue and white. Kind of reminds you of a Los Angeles Dodger blue with the Evanston Outlaw on the front of the cap. 2 balls, no strikes to Adrian Beardsley. Andrew Rondinelli stands on deck. The 2-0, swing and a foul. That drops into the batter's box and rolls away with 2 balls, 1 strike. Evanston leads at 1-0 thanks to an RBI sac fly by Jagger Mitchell. It was that same play that Beardsley made that at the track. 2-1 inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Corner infielders playing in, but the middle infielders, that's Baldwin and Mitchell, playing on the shallow grass. 31 from Eldridge. That one finds the bottom part of the zone inside to the right-handed Beardsley. And Eldridge 1 strike away from being down 3-0 and then working back and winning this battle the hard way. Payoff pitch oncoming. This one a lightly hit ball along the first base line. Eldridge picks it up, underhands it to Allred at first, and that's out number 1. I'll bring up Andrew Rondinelli. I don't think Andrew played in the game against Post 6 yesterday. He did not. Rondinelli manning second base for the Sand Puppies. Only 34 games played, 96 plate appearance, 66 at-bats, and he's .456 in that small sample size. Ashton Eldridge kicks and deals. That one is a chopper. Did it go foul or fair? They said it hit the batter's box, and it is foul. No balls, 1 strike to Andrew Rondinelli, 1 down after the ground out by Adrian Beardsley to the pitcher, Ashton Eldridge. Eldridge with his feet staggered goes from the windup, kicks and deals the 0-1. Outside and away from the right-hander, 1 ball, 1 strike. Eldridge, glove in front of his face, the 1-1. This one, solid contact, up the center, Jagger Mitchell leaping in the shallow outfield grass in center left, but he can't get to it. It's a bloop single for Andrew Rondinelli, and with 1 down, Rock Springs has a runner on. That'll bring up Barrick Hess, the first baseman. Barrick, 175 average, and by the way, that 456 on base percentage goes up. Hess, 175 average with 9 RBIs and 14 hits, but the postseason is a completely different animal. Going from the stretch is Eldridge. Pitch outside, barely missed the corner from the right-hander, ball 1. Mason Taylor, the right fielder, stands on deck unless we get a double play. 1 ball, 1 strike, or no strikes to Hess. That one inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 count to Hess. Rock Springs in their black uniforms, teal riding across the chest. The Stallions trail 1-0 here in the top of the second. 1 down. The pitch. That one misses the zone. It looks like a close call, but if he missed it, he barely misses up high. Hess, a tall right-hander, presents a big strike zone when he's standing in the box, but crouches down just a little bit. Of course, kind of shrinks it a little bit. 2-1 on the way. Finds the zone, and we've got our first ballerina count of the game, 2-2. Outlaws lead it 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Barrick Hess. 1 man on and 1 man down as Barrick Hess fouls it over the back screen. It's Andrew Rondinelli who stands on first. His first year at the AA level, and he is impressed. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Barrick Hess with 1 down and 1 on first. The pitch. Swing and a miss, at one inside. And a dirty pitch from Ashton Eldridge. That's 2 down. Here in the top of the second. And that'll bring up Mason Taylor. Right-handed right fielder. First pitch to Taylor. Skies that one up high, but it's going to go out of play over the back screen. No balls, 1 strike. Taylor with a .446 on base percentage, a .152 average. Only 10 RBIs, bottom of the order for Coach Rondinelli. No balls, 1 strike to Taylor. Parker Ross stands on deck if they can get to him. The 0-1 on the way. Inside, ball 1. Tough pitch to lay off if you're Mason Taylor. So he comes back into the batter's box. Green tipped bat, white most of the way, and from the stretch, the 1-1. This one popped up high into foul territory. Bodie Wicks, the third baseman, runs over, makes the catch by the Rock Springs dugout, and the Stallions strand 1. Evanston leads 1-0 going into the bottom of the second. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Outlaws as they lead it 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
When your vehicle needs new tires, any tire store can get you back on the road. But only Plains Tire can get you rolling again with the peace of mind that you were treated well, paid a fair price, and that you'll be taken care of for the life of the tire. At Plains Tire, trained tire technicians mount and expertly balance your new tires, replace the valve stems, and hand check each lug nut to make sure it's all tight and secure. Plus, you'll get lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations only at Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. Visit plainstire.com.
Bottom of the second inning, just getting started in game 1 of 4 here at the AA State Tournament. It's your Evanston Outlaws on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com, up 1-0 going into the bottom of the second. They are the designated home team as they won the coin toss, so they will have final at bat. So they bat at the bottom of the inning, so Evanston with a chance to extend their 1-0 lead. It'll all start with Derek McDonald. Derek comes in with a .286 batting average, 19 RBIs, a single home run. That came against this Rock Springs squad. As Parker Ross starts inning number 2 of work, first pitch finds the outer part of the zone from the right-hander. No balls, 1 strike. Next one misses down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. To McDonald, Ashton Eldridge and Ryan Baldwin also due up to come in this inning. Evanston leads 1-0 thanks to an RBI sacrifice fly by Jagger Mitchell. What a liner down the third base line, bounces off the bag, it stays fair, and Eldridge gets on base. Excuse me, that was McDonald. It's now Ashton Eldridge coming up. Ashton with a .220 average, 25 RBIs, 18 hits on the season, but he is one of those guys that is known for his pitching on this Outlaws team and has done a good job in the shutout so far. Runner on first is Derek McDonald. First pitch to Ashton, up high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Eldridge. Ryan Baldwin stands on deck, and if we go further than that, Talon Critchfield, the team leader in walks, is in the hole. Pitcher Parker Ross steps off the rubber, now gets back on the bump, goes into the stretch. Ball in his right hand behind his back, sets at the belt, and the pitch. This one hit hard down the third base line through the legs of Dominic Gunyon, and the hit parade continues. We'll see what they score that as. I think that's an E5. But it was hard hit, so it could go either way. And that's going to be an E5 as it rolled right through the legs of Dominic Gunyon. Now to bring up Ryan Baldwin with runners on first and second, nobody down, and Evanston in that great position yet again for the second inning in a row. 1-0 Outlaws on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard with a runner in scoring position. Baldwin fouls the first pitch into the dirt for strike one. Ryan comes in with for the numbers, sorry. 13 RBIs, a chance for 14 there, as the speed from Derek McDonald could be something that causes problems. 0-1. Misses, 1 ball, 1 strike. As Ross kicks and deals. Baldwin showing bunt, pulls it back as that one's up high. 2 balls, 1 strike to the right-handed hitter hitting second baseman. That one popped up. It's a bunt that pops up high, rolls past the dugout or the pitcher's mound. And Ryan Baldwin is on first. Bases loaded, Outlaws. Great bunt by Baldwin. He might have gotten a little lucky as that one went right towards the pitcher, Ross. And then it took a sharp turn on the third base side of the dugout, causing Ross to kind of circle back, giving Baldwin time to get on base. Bases loaded for the Outlaws. For Talon Critchfield, the team leader in walks. He's got 32. Second place to Jaden Schneider with 29. First pitch from Ross finds the zone for strike one. Pitch to Critchfield. Finds the zone, no balls, 2 strikes. Clayton Moyles stands on deck. Nobody down, bases loaded. Parker Ross in a bit of a jam. The pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And that is the first strikeout of the game for Parker Ross. That's 1 down, and that'll bring up Clayton Moyles with the bases loaded. Derek McDonald singled to get on third. Ashton Eldridge reached on an error, and Ryan Baldwin with a bunt single on first. Ross to Moyles. Misses inside, ball 1. Elimination game, Evanston versus Rock Springs. Winner will play the loser of tonight's Laramie Gillette matchup at 4 o'clock p.m. The loser season is done. First pitch inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Bases loaded for the Outlaws. They lead at 1-0 as Clayton Moyles in a 2-0 count against Parker Ross. The pitch. Inside part of the zone, 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on third is Derek McDonald. Runner on second, Ashton Eldridge, and Ryan Baldwin on first. 2-1 count to the right-handed hitting Clayton Moyles. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's a ballerina count, 2-2. One down, bases loaded. Big pitch coming for Parker Ross. Clayton Moyles waiting for it. The pitch. This one chopped down the third base line, but it is going to go foul. So we hold to that 2-2 count. Moyles reached on an error on the shortstop to lead off the bottom of the first, and now here we are, 1 down in the second. Hank Allred stands on deck. This one popped up foul, and it'll hold 2 balls, 2 strikes. Parker Ross and Clayton Moyles battling in an at-bat that could loom large here. Evanston with a complete chance to take full momentum in this game. They already have a 1-0 lead. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch to Moyles. This one fouled over the top of the press box again. And the pitch count inching up for Parker Ross. Clayton Moyles with bases loaded. Hank Allred on deck. And the pitch. Moyles, chopper at the shortstop. Ryan Powers throws to second to get the runner out, but the run scores. And Moyles reaches on a fielder's choice. So they cut down Ryan Baldwin on the way to second. On a 6-4 fielder's choice, 2 down. And runners on the corners for Hank Allred. Hank Allred with a .308 batting average with runners in scoring position as the throwback to first to check up on Moyles is there. By the way, McDonald scored. Eldridge stands on second, 2-0 Outlaws on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Next one to first pitch to Hank, misses. 1 ball, 1 strike, or no strikes rather. 2 down, runners on the corners. Hank Allred trying to extend the inning and help Evanston out here. Ashton Eldridge with a bit of a lead at third. The pitch from Ross. Up high, 2 balls, no strikes to Hank. Gus Allred stands on deck, reached on a fielder's choice last time up. Ross with the ball behind his back. The right-hander in the stretch, throws back to first, tries to catch Moyles, but he's back in time, no problem. Beautiful day here in Laramie. Cowboy Field, home of the 2021 AA State Tournament. 2-0 inside, causing Hank to move out of the way. 3 balls, no strikes. Runners on the corners, 2 down. The runner on third is Ashton Eldridge. Runner on first is Clayton Moyles. 1 ball away from getting the bases loaded. Ross will deliver a 3-0. Hank's probably going to be holding the whole way, and he is. It's a strike in the bottom part of the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gardner thought about throwing down to first to check up on Moyles, but holds the ball. Big pitch coming up for Ross, a chance to get back into this battle. The 3-1. This one hit in the gap between first and second. The Outlaws will score more runs as hustling to third is Clayton Moyles. It's an RBI single in the gap between first and second for Hank Allred. Moyles goes to third and Eldridge scores. 3-0 Outlaws on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, and that'll bring up Gus Allred. Runners on the corners with 2 down yet again. Garner comes out in his black jersey, teal numbers, white outline, and a blue chest protector and gold, hockey-style catcher's mask. Gives a new sign to Garner and now crouches behind the plate for the left-hander, Gus Allred. Reached on a fielder's choice last time up. First pitch to Gus. Outside part of the zone from the lefty for strike 1. Evanston has had 6 batters in this bottom of the second. They lead at 3-0. The pitch to Allred. This one, fly ball into shallow center field. Sam Wheeler runs up, makes the grab, and that's the inning, but not before Evanston puts 2 more across the plate, and they lead it 3-0 going into the third. This is a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
As your local Ricoh, Toshiba, and Sharp dealer, Mountain West Business Solutions represents quality office equipment that lasts. We work with each client to understand your workflow, your goals, and your bottom line. Whether you lease or purchase office equipment, we have many ways to work with you to provide the best products at the best value. We also service and provide supplies for HP printers. Call Mountain West Business Solutions today. Let us help you find the best solutions for you and your business.
Outlaws up 3-0 going into the top of the third inning. And Ashton Eldridge can probably take a little bit more of an aggressive approach as he will face the top of the order for the second time. It's going to be Parker Ross, Ryan Powers, and Dominic Gunyon. Ross lined out to Gus Allred in that lead candidate for our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. You saw it right there. An awesome leap by Gus Allred on the instant replay. And yeah, he's definitely your top contender for that Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game, most definitely. Ashton Eldridge starting inning number 3 of work as Parker Ross looks to get something going for Rock Springs. They trail 3-0 here in this elimination game. Winner, their season will come to an end and they'll look forward to 2022. The winner will take on the loser of Gillette and Laramie at 7 o'clock tonight. The next game for the winner of this game will take place at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon right here at Cowboy Field. If it's Evanston, you can catch that game on mylocalradio.com and KNYN. If it's not Evanston, you can still catch that game on mylocalradio.com, as every game of these 2021 AA Wyoming State Tournament championships are being brought to you by the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition. The Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition reminds you to buckle up for life, Wyoming. Every ride, every time. First pitch by Eldridge to Wheeler, or excuse me, Ross. Misses, ball 1. Top of the third, Evanston leads 3-0 as the 1-0 is fouled in to the back screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. .78 degrees and not a cloud in the sky right now. It is very hot here in the press box, though, as that sun is putting right into it. It's supposed to be a high of 89 and a low of 55. Game time temperatures. Our next game will start at 1 o'clock, 85 degrees. Then at 4 o'clock, 86 degrees. And then 82 degrees for that 7 o'clock first pitch between Laramie and Gillette. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Parker Ross, and the delivery from Eldridge pops this one high into the infield. Bodie Wicks at third base calls everybody off, puts the squeeze on it for out number 1. I bring up Ryan Powers, who struck out looking last time. So 1 down for Rock Springs. Oh, they just brought in a bigger fan into the press box. You were my favorite person on earth right now. First pitch inside to Ryan Powers for ball 1. Wow, they actually called that a strike. Must have caught the inside part of the zone. Great pitch location by Eldridge. The 0-1 on the way. That one up high and in. Now we're at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down, nobody on after the pop out to third base by Parker Ross. Evanston infield, Bodie Wicks at third, Jagger Mitchell at short, Ryan Baldwin at second, and Gus Allred at first. The 1-1. This one, a chopper right at Baldwin at second, throw over to first for an easy out number 2. I'll bring up Dominic Gunyon, who drew a walk, made it to third, and that's the furthest any Stallion has made it for the game. They couldn't bring him in as Hudson Garner grounded out to the first baseman, Gus Allred, to end that first inning and end the threat. Coming from the windup, feet staggered, right-hander Ashton Eldridge, glove in front of his face, takes the step and addresses the plate. The first pitch, outside part of the zone. It was a check swing, but it doesn't matter. Gunyon Fooled by the movement on that pitch. It started in the zone and worked its way out, caught the side of the window away from the right-hander for strike one. 0-1 count from Eldridge to Gunyon. Inside, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gunyon. 4 straight retired batters by Ashton Eldridge. And this looks very similar to the home conference game that we saw, as Eldridge appeared to get stronger and stronger every time he faced this Rock Springs lineup. And he's got a 3-0 lead on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as Evanston leads 3-0. A 2-1 lead in the battle, though, for Gunyon. 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sam Wheeler, who is 1 for 1 with a single, stands on deck as Eldridge gets ready for the 2-2. Swing and a miss for the strikeout, and out number 3. That is strikeout number 3 for Ashton Eldridge. And the Outlaws hold on to the shutout. It's 3-0 going into the bottom of the third. Outlaws on top of the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. This is the First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
Gee, Tommy, you look amazing. Did you try something different with your enamel?
No way. I wouldn't do anything to alter these pearly whites, but I did see Dr. McKay Frankham, who told me if I didn't floss, I could miss up 35% of food particles.
Really? He told you that?
Yep, and you know what? He's 100% right. I started flossing, and now I look better than ever.
Wow, I want to see Dr. McKay Frankham.
Well, give him a call. 307-789-8910. Easy to remember, right?
That's super easy. Dr. McKay Frankham at 307-789-8910. I'll call today.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Umpires for today's game, Jacobs behind the plate, Montez and Delgado in the field. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, Jagger Mitchell leading it off for the Outlaws. Mitchell, sacrifice RBI to start the scoring in the bottom of the first as we enter the bottom of the third. It was a fly ball to left field that Adrian Beardsley had to retreat a mile back in order to get. 360 feet down the lines, both third and first base line, 400 straight down the middle of the center field. First pitch to Jagger Mitchell from Ross, misses up high, ball 1. It'll be 4, 5, 6 hitters, so Mitchell, Wicks, and McDonald due up for the Outlaws. 1-0 on the way. That one ends up behind Mitchell, way inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Wicks grounded out to the third baseman to end the first last time he was up. Derek McDonald, though, with a single and a run scored, stands in the hole. 2 balls, no strikes. Mitchell chops this one down the third base line. It goes foul. And it'll be the first strike of the at-bat. Mitchell committed to play for Arizona Christian University in the Valley of the Sun next year. The 2-1 on the way. Inside, ball 3, 31 count. Mitchell with a .424 batting average with runners in scoring position as the 3-1 goes down and in the dirt. 4 balls, 1 strike. Bodie Wicks 0 for 1. He comes to bat with a runner on first. Throw to Wicks. That one, ball 1. Mitchell taking a lead off of first. Throw back to first to check up on Jagger. He's back in time. 1 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. This one, fly ball into left field. Beardsley retreating back and can't make that catch. It's going to drop. Mitchell uses his speed. He's headed for third and he's going to hold up. It's a no outs. It's a double for Bodie Wicks. Runners on second and third as Wicks gets things going, and Derek McDonald with a runner on third and a runner on second. McDonald comes into the game with a .282 batting average with runners in scoring position. Nobody down as Wicks sends that one for a ride into left field. First pitch to McDonald, swing and a miss, strike 1. Mitchell on third, Wicks on second after the double as Ross delivers the 0-1. This one, fly ball into shallow center field. Wheeler running up, makes the dive. Did he make the catch? No, it's on the ground. Mitchell's going to score. Wicks holds up, and it's an RBI single for Derek McDonald. How about a 2-hit ball game for Derek? 4-0 Outlaws on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. That'll bring up Eldridge. He reached on an error and came around and scored. 4-0 Outlaws with 1 down. And Coach Gunnion's going to come out and talk with their pitcher Parker Ross as the Outlaws looking to continue to pour it on. Had a chance to talk with one of the coaches before this game who's not coaching this game, and he says the number 1 goal in any game is put up at least a run in every inning. That is exactly what Evanston has done. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third thus far. We'll see if Parker Ross is going to come out, but the Outlaws showing they want to play tomorrow against the loser of Gillette and Laramie tonight. Ashton Eldridge will face Parker Ross as the conference is over. Runners on the corners. Derek McDonald on first after the RBI single that scored Jagger Mitchell. Bodie Wicks on third after his double. Nobody down. Prime opportunity for Evanston to continue to pour it on. Pitch down low. In the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. From the stretch, sets at the belt, and the pitch. That one catches the top part of the window. 1 ball, 1 strike to Eldridge. Ryan Baldwin, who has come through with some timely hits all season, stands on deck. Barring a triple play, we're going to see him, Eldridge, with the pitch down low inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners on the corners. Wicks on third. McDonald on first after the RBI single. Right now, Jagger Mitchell has the wrestling belt for the Outlaws, but McDonald making a play for it as Eldridge pops this one foul over the third base dugout. Ashton Eldridge, Derek McDonald, a 2-for-2 game thus far with an RBI single and a run scored. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ashton Eldridge. Ross for the Stallions needs an out badly. The 2-2 fouled into the back screen and will hold with the ballerina count. Eldridge, the right-handed batter, and the 2-2. This one Popped up. Is it going to be in play? Garner can't get there, and for the second game at stake, Garner has tried to sacrifice his body, goes into the fence, but that will be foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, but Garner showing he is not afraid of the back screen. He knocked the wind out of himself yesterday in the Cheyenne Post 6 game. He actually caught that ball, but ran full speed into the concrete wall over by the first base dugout. Tell you what, had a chance to watch Hudson Garner plenty of times this year, and first-year AA starter, future is bright for him. We're excited to see him for the next few years on this Rock Springs team, as defensively he has been great. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ashton Eldridge. And the pitch. Eldridge down the third base line. Wicks, he thought he was fouled, went back to third, and he's going to score. 5-0 Outlaws as Evanston looking to punch their ticket to tomorrow. Wicks scores. McDonald moves to second, and now you have runners on first and second. Still nobody down, and here's Ryan Baldwin. Evanston starting to open it up a little bit. Baldwin, 333 average with runners in scoring position. Baldwin lays down a bunt. It's a beauty. Drops right in front of Hudson Garner. The catcher throws over to first for out number 1, but Baldwin does his job and moves the runners into scoring position for Talon Critchfield. Critchfield struck out last time in the second, as Evanston has thrown 5 batters at Parker Ross in this inning. First pitch to Talon. Inside part of the zone for strike 1. 1 down with runners on second and third. The pitch. This one down the third base line. It's a hot chopper in and out of the hands of Coach Mitchell. And it's a foul. The umpire over on the third base bag giving Jason a hard time, saying he should have had that one. No balls, 2 strikes to Talon Critchfield. Next one misses, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Want to remind you to use the mylocalradio.com chat room. That's the place to root on your players, whether they be Outlaws or Stallions. We want to hear from you. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch inside. That's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes. Critchfield leads the team in base on balls. As he throws it, it's a full count. Missed up and away. Critchfield with .32 walks, 29. Jaden Schneider second, as Critchfield pops this one up in the infield. Running over to make the grab from second place is Andrew Rondinelli, and he makes the grab for out number 2. That'll bring up Clayton Moyles, who's got a perfect on-base percentage, reached on an error and reached on a fielder's choice with an RBI, and a big chance for him to add on to it.
Don't forget to visit Mike's Curbside Kitchen out the
Moyles
entry of the ball stadium here.
Comes into this game with a .298 batting average with runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss at strike 1. 0-1 count to Clayton. Hank Allred stands on deck. He's already got an RBI. 2 for 2 game for Hank Allred, as it's 0 for 2 right now for Clayton, as Moyles will bounce this one down the third base line, and another error. We're going to call it a E10 over on Jason Mitchell, as it bounced right through his legs, and the Evanston faithful letting him have it.
E10 on number 4. E10 on number 4.
And the announcer just announced that. I'm probably not going to get credit for that at all.
Straight stolen. You did say it first on the broadcast.
No balls, 2 strikes to Clayton Moyles. The pitch, swing and a miss, and Parker Ross gets out of the jam. Not before 2 more come across for the Outlaws, and the offense is humming. 5-0 as we go into the bottom of the 4th. Evanston leads on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard on a First Make of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosano Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Red Devils. West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back to Cowboy Field in Laramie. Top of the 4th inning getting started, and the Outlaws doing what you need to do in postseason baseball, and that is put runs up in every inning. Through the first 3 innings, 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 more in the third. They lead at 5-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Ashton Eldridge out for inning number 4 of what's been a great shift for the young right-hander out of Mountain View, Wyoming. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Stallions. Sam Wheeler got on base with a single back in the first, as Evanston has not changed anything defensively. It's still Talon Critchfield in left, Clayton Moyles in center, Derek McDonald in right, Gus Allred at first, Ryan Baldwin at second, Jagger Mitchell at the shortstop position, Bodie Wicks at third, and Hank Allred catching Ashton Eldridge. If this score holds up, Rock Springs 2021 season will be complete, and Evanston will play the loser of Gillette and Laramie. That game tonight at 7 o'clock. They'll play the loser of Gillette and Laramie tomorrow at 4 o'clock. If Evanston holds on to this win, we'll have that game not only on mylocalradio.com, but also on KNYN 99.1 FM. Eldridge to face Wheeler, who got a single off of him last time. Ashton from the windup kicks and deals the first pitch to Wheeler outside, ball 1. Great snag by Hank Allred. On the way. That one catches the outside part of the zone away from the right-handed Sam Wheeler. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody down here in the top of the 4th as we're just getting started. Evanston leads 5-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. 1-1. This one, a line drive into left field. It drops for a base hit. And Wheeler, how about that? 2 for 2 today. Back-to-back singles for Wheeler. And the runner goes on first. That'll bring up Hudson Garner, who lined out to the first baseman last time up. Ground out, excuse me. Gus Allred ended the inning for Evanston. Or excuse me, Clayton Moyles ended the inning for Evanston with a strikeout back in the Bottom of the third. Throw back to first to get Wheeler, and they pick him off. Wow, what a play there by Ashton Eldridge to pick off Sam Wheeler. Evanston will have Hank Allred, Gus Allred, and Jagger Mitchell due up in the bottom of the fourth. One down and nobody on for Rock Springs after the pickoff move by Eldridge. Fouled into the back screen by Hudson Garner. No balls, one strike. The 0-1. Inside part of the zone, that had some movement. Started to work its way back towards the batter, who's standing in the right-handed side of the batter's box, but it just catches the window for strike two. No balls, two strikes to Garner, and timeout called by Hudson. Every game on mylocalradio.com of the 2021 AA Wyoming State Tournament brought to you by the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition. They remind you to buckle up for life, Wyoming, every ride, every time. The 0-2. Swing and a miss at one inside, and that is strikeout number 4 for Eldridge, and out number 2 for the Outlaws. That'll bring up Adrian Beardsley, who grounded out to the pitcher last time up. Eldridge with the pitch to Beardsley. He fouls this one into the screen. Immediately behind home plate. No balls, one strike. Eldridge has retired 6 of the last 7. Take away that single by Wheeler, and it'd be 7 in a row. But he made up for it on the pickoff. The 0-1, swing and a miss for strike 2. And Evanston 1 strike away from getting to the bottom of the fourth with a 5-0 lead. Again, the Outlaws will have Hank Allred, Gus Allred, and Jagger Mitchell due up in the bottom of the fourth. The 0-2. Swing and a miss at one inside. Back-to-back strikeouts. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. The Stallions go down in order as we are headed for the bottom of the fourth on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
Toronto Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
This First Bank of Wyoming broadcast of Outlaws Baseball is brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and he can help you get rid of migraines and allergies.
Ashton Eldridge has had success against Rock Springs all season, and it's carrying through when the Outlaws need it most. A 5-0 lead for the Outlaws going into the bottom of the fourth, as the Outlaws will bring up the heart of the order. Hank Allred, Gus Allred, and Jagger Mitchell do up. A real chance to do some damage if you're Evanston and punch your ticket for day 3 of the state tournament. Loser of this game, their season will come to an end this morning in Laramie at Cowboy Field. New pitcher in for Rock Springs, Dominic Gunyon, now on the mound for Rock Springs. He threw some pitches last time. Actually, no, that was Gunyon who was thrown away. Parker, for some reason, Gunyon was on the mound. Parker Ross still.
Sorry, Parker. Now pitching for Rock Springs, Parker Ross.
I think I screwed some people up. I thought Gunyon was standing on the mound and made me think he was doing it. As Hank Allred will come in. First pitch, that one popped up. This could be in foul territory, playable, and that will go foul for strike one. My apologies. Gunyon was standing on the mound, and we saw him pitch a little bit in the season, so it made sense. No balls, one strike. But it is Parker Ross continuing for the Stallions. That created a whole chain reaction. I screwed up the PA announcer, and I apologize for that.
That's because I stole your air.
The 0-1 on the way. That one finds the zone. Good pitch by Ross. No balls, two strikes to Hank Allred. With brother Gus standing on deck. The 0-2 on the way from Ross. Only three strikeouts, on the day. This one, a liner right at the shortstop. It bounces past the glove of Andrew Rondinelli, or second baseman, Andrew Rondinelli, and a hard hit ball. I think Hank Allred, we'll see what they score that. And I think that's a single, but I'm not sure. Error at Rondinelli. Hard hit ball, but it works as we have a runner on first with nobody down if you're Evanston. Gus Allred steps into the batter's box. That one catches the lower part of the zone away from Gus. 0-1 count to Gus Allred. The 0-1, this one hit down the first base line. No balls, two strikes. Oh, 2 count to Gus Allred. Ross sets at the belt. Eyes the runner at first, the right-hander with his back facing Hank Allred at first. That one goes off of the glove of Garner. Hank's taken off, and he will get into second on the passed ball. Calling it a pass ball because it bounced off of the glove of Garner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gus Allred. Next one misses. Down low outside. Ballerina count 2-2. Runner on second is Hank Allred. It reached on an error and then got to second on a pass ball. The 2-2 on the way. Outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes to Gus Allred. Set at the belt. Ross checks the runner and the 3-2. This one, fly ball into left field. Beardsley retreats back. Can he make the leaping catch? He does. Tagging up is Hank, and they're going to send him. No, he did not make the catch. He did not make the catch. It's an RBI triple that goes past the third baseman. It's going to be an inside the park. I believe that's an inside the park home run for Gus Allred, and the Outlaws go up 7-0. 1 error on the throw. It looks like Adrian Beardsley down in left field. He might be okay. But Hank Allred scores, and an inside the park home run helped out by an error makes it 7-0 Outlaws, and we've got an injury and we've got a meeting on the mound. We're going to take a break. Outlaws up 7-0 in the bottom of the 4th on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com.
lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks, and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers, we know cement. 307-789-1515.
Hudson Garner still down in left field. Evanston Outlaws all taking a knee off the first base line, while almost all of the Rock Springs Stallions is over in left field. Garner made a leap to try to catch that ball into left field by Gus Allred. It looked like from here he might have made the catch, but the ball hit the ground. Allred hurried to third, had a triple, and then scored on the air, so it's not an inside the park home run. And now the Outlaws up 7-0 with Hudson Garner, one of the defensive studs on this Rock Springs Stallion team. Umpire jogging out from left field, and they are helping Garner out as he's being helped off the field. It looks like when he jumped up to make the catch, it was one of those ones where you jump up and you're kind of arching back as you were trying to make the catch, and he could have easily pulled something. A very concerning sight. Hudson Garner, the catcher, threw off his chest pad and his helmet, left it on the pitcher's mound, and ran out to left field. So the good news is Garner is coming off with assistance, and it's such a shame because he has been such a great outfielder for Rock Springs in this tournament. As he leaves to a round of applause from the stands, and you got to remember, Evanston and Rock Springs has played each other so much throughout the year. They are not looked at as rivals. They're looked at more as allies. Whenever Rock Springs is not playing Evanston, Evanston's pulling for Rock Springs no matter what the game is, and whenever Rock Springs is not playing Evanston, Rock Springs is pulling for Evanston. So these two teams with a friendship and a connection unlike any two teams I've seen in the States, as Garner is being helped off of the field. We'll see who the new left fielder is, as Evanston leads it 7-0 after the RBI triple by Gus Allred, and he scored on the throwing error to third, and Coach Rondinelli is making the changes needed. But that is a big blow to Rock Springs, losing Hudson Garner in this elimination game. Down 7-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. We'll see who the new left fielder is, trying to bring it up on Game Changer. As Garner gets a round of applause, Evanston players all out there showing concern for the injured Hudson Garner. Looking into left field, Ryan Powers, now the new pitcher. We'll tell you about him, and we'll have our new lineup for Rock Springs when we come back after this. 7-0 Evanston at a pause due to injury to Hudson Garner when we come back after this on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest, so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy, so the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks, and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers. We know cement. 307-789-1515.
All right, Dominic Gunyon goes to left field to replace Adrian Beardsley. Jaden Hunt will come into third to replace Dominic Gunyon. Ryan Powers and Parker Ross will switch as Ryan Powers will take over pitching. We'll have his numbers in a minute. As with nobody down, Jagger Mitchell comes in, a 7-0 ball game for the Outlaws. Mitchell. Sacrifice fly, RBI, and a walk and a run scored on the day for him. Pitch inside, ball one. One ball, no strikes. Next one way up high above the black helmet of Jagger Mitchell. 2 balls, 1 strike. Or no strikes, excuse me. Ryan Powers comes in, 45 innings pitched, a 7.93 ERA as the 2-0 misses for ball 3. Nobody on after the RBI triple by Gus already scored on the air. Next one inside for strike 1, 3 balls, 1 strike. Hearing chatter around me, Adrian Beardsley might have injured one of his legs. They said he was having a hard time putting weight on it. 3-1 inside part of the zone from Ryan Powers. Strike 2, so we wish him nothing but the best and say job well done at this state tournament if this is the end for him. Full count offering to Mitchell. This one, fly ball into left center field. That drops. Mitchell looking for extra bases. He's going to hustle to second. Throw to second by Gunyon. Dies and Rondinelli fields it on 1 hop. It's a double for Mitchell. Brings up Bodie Wicks, who had a double and a run scored last time up. 1 for 2 on the day. And the Outlaws possibly thinking about the run rule. That's 5 after 4.5 if you're the home team, which the Outlaws, 10 after 4.5 if you are the home team, which the Outlaws are. First pitch up high, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. To Bodie Wicks. Jaden Hunt at third as a swing and a miss for strike 1. So the changes in defense, Ryan Powers and Parker Ross switch. Ross will go to shortstop. Powers goes to pitcher. Jaden Hunt comes in at third baseman. Dominic Gunyon goes from third over to left field to substitute for Beardsley, who is injured. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Powers looking to get that first out here in the 4th. Bottom of the fourth, Outlaws lead 7-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Runner on second. 1-2 rides way inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wicks. Derek McDonald, who's had the hot bat, 2 for 2 with a run scored, stands on deck. Also an RBI for him. 2-2 on the way. This one hit down the third base line into the glove of Hunt. He throws to first, and they'll get the easy out from Bodie Wicks, but the runner does move over. So runners on third. 1 down for Derek McDonald. 2 for 2 day for McDonald, as I mentioned earlier. With an RBI single last time he was up, he's got a chance to get another RBI with Mitchell standing on third. And the pitch. First one up high, ball 1. One-0 count to McDonald. That one inside almost tagged him, but he spins out of the way at 2 balls, no strike. This one hit hard at the second baseman, Ross, but he can't get a hold of it. It's going to go down as an E4, and another RBI for Derek McDonald as Mitchell scores, makes it 8-0, and Ashton Eldridge will come up with 1 down. RBI single for Eldridge last time up. And the pitch to Eldridge. First one lightly hit into left field. It's going to drop in no man's land. Blue single. And the Outlaws with runners on first and second. Another single by Eldridge. 2 for 3 day for him. Runner moves over to second. That is McDonald, and that'll bring up Ryan Baldwin. Sacrifice bunt for Baldwin last time up. Runners on second and third. Baldwin waiting in the right-handed side of the batter's box. And the pitch to Ryan. This one fouled across the third base line. Rolls towards the Rock Springs dugout at the third base side. Now ball's 1 strike to Baldwin. Baldwin awaiting the offer from Powers. That one gets past the glove of Jaden Hunt, and another error on Rock Springs. Runners move over, and it's bases loaded for Talon Critchfield with 1 down. Very similar situation to what we saw just an inning ago. Matter of fact, I think this is Talon Critchfield had runners in scoring position second and third when he was up last. And Critchfield, 0 for 2 day, a strikeout and a pop out to the second baseman. 1 down, first pitch to Talon. That one catches the bottom outside corner of the zone for strike 1, away from the right-hander Critchfield. Clayton Moyles stands on deck here in the fourth. 10th run in scoring position, that's Ashton Eldridge. He's on second. Evanston bases loaded. 0-1 outside and low, ball 1. McDonald on third, reached on an error. Eldridge singled to get to second, and Baldwin reached on an error to stand on first. Next one inside, 2 balls, 1 strike to Critchfield. Gotta throw him strikes here. Nowhere to put him. 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Critchfield already a strikeout victim earlier to Parker Ross, as Ryan Powers is on the mound for Rocky Rondinelli and the Rock Springs Stallions. The 2-2 on the way. Inside, and it's going to be a full count. Big pitch here for Powers. Bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the offering. Down low, and it's a bases loaded walk. Evanston brings in McDonald, and it's 9-0 Outlaws here in the bottom of the fourth. Eldridge, the 10th run, moves to third. Baldwin goes to second, and then walk and an RBI for Critchfield. That'll bring up Clayton Moyles. Fielder's choice and error. Reached on a fielder's choice and an error and a strikeout. First pitch to Moyles in there for strike one. Only one down. The 10th run 90 feet away. That's Ashton Eldridge. Next one inside to Clayton. If that would have tagged him, it would have brought in that run as bases are loaded. Outlaws up 9-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the fourth, Outlaws with the bases loaded. The 1-1 to Moyles. That one catches the outside part of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Clayton. Hank Allred stands on deck. Powers goes from the windup. That one down in the dirt. Good stop by Hudson Garner. If that gets past him, that 10th run's coming in the form of Ashton Eldridge, who stands on third. Baldwin on second. Critchfield on first. The 2-2 on the way. This one, fly ball into center right field. That is going to drop, and Evanston is going to bring in multiple runs. It's going to be 2 coming in, maybe 3. It could be a 3-run RBI triple for Clayton Moyles, and it is as he slides into third. A base clearing RBI triple. Well, not quite base clearing, but it brings in 3 more for the Outlaws as they go up 12-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. And if you are Ashton Eldridge, now the job is pretty simple. Go out there and finish this one. Still only 1 down, and Coach Rondinelli is going to take a walk out to the mound. And I think he's taking the ball. We'll have a new pitcher for Rock Springs. Outlaws lead 12-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard with only 1 down in the fourth, and Clayton Moyles standing on third on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks, and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers, we know cement. 307-789-1515.
New pitcher for Rock Springs, Jaden Hunt, as Dylan Johnson will come into the game to play third base. And when you look at the scoreboard, Dylan Johnson, the super senior, who has had a great Rock Springs career, probably in his final baseball game of his Rock Springs career. Pitched a beauty against Cheyenne Post 6, and now Rock Springs down 12-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Clayton Moyles stands on deck. Hank Allred due up. One down, excuse me. Jaden Hunt.
Third base, number 3, Dylan Johnson.
Comes in at pitcher. 34 and a third innings pitched. 35 strikeouts, 47 walks. As Hunt needs to find that postseason magic to stop the bleeding for the Rock Springs Stallions. It looks like Evanston's batted around as Hank Allred led off this inning, and he'll be back up again. First pitch inside to Hank. Good stop by Gardner. Ball 1. Runner on third is Clayton Moyles, got there with a 3-run RBI triple. Next one down in the zone. Check swing. And they're saying he went. 1 ball, 1 strike. Allred reached on an error on the second baseman. Next one way up high and inside. Hank had to duck out of the way. 2 balls, 1 strike to Hammer and Hank. Pitch by Hunt, way outside. Great snag by Hudson Garner, who had to kind of stretch way out and away from the right-handed batter to snag that one. 3 balls, 1 strike. All right, Dominic Gunyon in left field, Sam Wheeler in center field, Mason Taylor in right, Barrett Hess at first, Ryan Powers at second, Parker Ross at shortstop, Dylan Johnson at third as the 3-1 comes inside. And we've got runners on the corners for the Outlaws.
Number 11, Gus Allred.
That'll bring up Gus Allred. Who had a 2-run RBI triple last time up. Only 1 down. Want to invite you to join us on mylocalradio.com. Game 2 of 4 here in day 2 of the 2021 AA State Tournament. It's going to feature Casper taking on Sheridan in an elimination game. Winner will take on the loser of Cheyenne. Or excuse me, Casper taking on Jackson. The winner will take on the loser of Cheyenne and Sheridan at 4 o'clock. 1 ball, no strikes to Gus Allred. 1-0 down low. Throw by Gardner is way high. Clayton Moyles is going to take off and score on it, no problem. It'll go down as a stolen base and an error that brings in the runner. 13-0 Outlaws. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes, excuse me, to Gus Allred. 1 out, and the pitch. Outside and away, 3 balls, no strikes. Ashton Eldridge has got to be sitting in the dugout thinking, let's get to the top of the 5th 3 outs, and let's play tomorrow. Next pitch outside, and it's a walk. The Allred brothers work back-to-back walks against Jaden Hunt. I'll bring up Jagger Mitchell with 1 down. Evanston has done damage in this bottom of the 4th so far. 8 runs coming across the dish for the boys in blue. Hank Allred on second, Gus Allred on first. And the pitch inside. Did that get him? No. Went way, just barely behind him. Jagger's seen a lot of those pitchers this morning. A lot of those pitches just kind of go in behind his back. Next one will miss. 2 balls, no strikes. Hunt with the 2-0 count and the pitch. Down low and out. But catches the corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next one misses. 3 balls, 1 strike. Mitchell pops this one into shallow center field. Ranging over and making the grab is Parker Ross, out number 2. And that'll bring up Bodie Wicks. After this one, stick around. We'll have the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming postgame show. Bodie Wicks. First pitch, swing and a miss at 1 down low, strike 1. Runners on first and second with 2 down. Sidearm delivery finds the inside part of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes to Wicks. Derek McDonald stands on deck. Evanston has batted 12 batters in this bottom of the 4th where they lead at 12-0. Next one inside to Wicks. That catches him. No, it didn't. I thought it might have hit the helmet, but he got out of the way, hustling over to third and second as the ball got away from Garner is the All-Red brothers. Hank stands on third. Gus at second. Next one misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, runners in scoring position. Wicks behind him. What a snag by Garner, who has to leap up and make the grab. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Bodie Wicks. Wicks choking up on the bat, addresses the plate from the right-handed side of the batter's box, and the delivery from Hunt. That one down low in the dirt, and bases are loaded for Derek McDonald. 2 down as Jaden Hunt will face McDonald. 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs on the day for Derek. And the pitch. This one, fly ball into left field, but does hook foul. It'll go down as a long strike. So Hunt gets out in front 0-1. After this game, we'll take a quick break. We'll have the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision play of the game. Then we'll have our Buckle Up for Wyoming, our Life Wyoming post-game show for those watching on mylocalradio.com. The 0-1 to McDonald. This one chopped foul across the third base line. 0-2 count. Ashton Eldridge stands on deck. And the pitch. That one finds the zone, and the inning is over. Outlaws scratch across a mammoth 8 runs and lead it 12-0 going in to the top of the 5th. Evanston 3 outs away from advancing to day 3 of the state tournament on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy, so the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers, we know cement. 307-789-1515.
Outlaws 3 outs away from advancing to day 3 of the state tournament. Kind of serves as the quarterfinals, and Caleb Gooding will come in. Outlaws lead it 13-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. I think Ashton Eldridge just came out of the game, so Eldridge will get the win. We'll double check on Game Changer. That is Gus Allred on first, Jagger Mitchell and Ryan Baldwin at second, Bodie Wicks at third, Talon Critchfield in left, Clayton Moyles, I believe, still in center. Yes, and Derek McDonald in right. So they're just going to do a straight switch. Gooding's going to come in and try to clean it up for the Outlaws as they lead it 13-0. As it will be Gooding who comes in. Tell you what, Ashton Eldridge pitched a heck of a game against this Rock Springs team, retiring five of the last 7 batters he faced.
Leading off for Rock Springs,
It'll be
Dylan Johnson.
Number 3, Dylan Johnson, leading it off for Rock Springs and what could be his final career at bat as a Stallion. Johnson with a batting average of .268, one of the higher batting averages on the team. On a large sample size, he sits second on the team. First pitch from Gooding misses, ball 1. Caleb, on the other hand, as Johnson, though, will hit a chopper at Jagger Mitchell at shortstop. Throw to first in time for out number 1.
17, Barrett Hess.
I'll bring up Barrick Hess. And now the first baseman, Hess, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Gooding on the mound in his first year as a AA starter. Comes in with 20 1/3 innings pitched, 9 walks, 7 strikeouts, a 4.13 ERA. First pitch misses, ball 1 to Barrick Hess. Mason Taylor, the right fielder, stands on deck for the Stallions of Rock Springs, trailing 13-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Gooding kicks and deals, and this one fouled into the back screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Will Kishpaw Mason Taylor just beat Will Kishpaw to the foul ball, and the Evanston fans are letting him hear it. 1-1 to Barrick Hess. Down in the dirt. Good job keeping in front of him. Well, it's Hank Allred. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Our next game scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. That's going to be Casper and Jackson in an elimination game. Casper and Jackson both lost 1-run games. Casper to Gillette in extra innings. And Jackson to the homestanding Laramie Rangers in a walk-off fashion. Fly ball into center field, sliding in the center field grass to make the grab is Clayton Moyles, and Rock Springs down to their final outs. I'll bring up Mason Taylor, popped out to the third baseman to end the second inning, as that's how quickly Evanston pitching has gotten through this Rock Springs lineup. Outlaws lead it 13-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. And the pitch. First one inside part of the zone for strike one. Gooding with the delivery. This one, chopper down the third base line. It hangs up on Wicks, and that's going to be a runner on for Rock Springs on the error on Bodie Wicks.
Back to the top of the order for Rock Springs, number 2, Parker
I'll bring up Parker Ross, lined out to Gus Allred and the lead candidate for Dr. McKay Franco Precision Play of the Game, and popped out to the third baseman. Two down, runner on first for Rock Springs. They trail 13-0. They need to score 4 in order to extend this game. Pitch by Gooding. Good one in the top part of the zone for strike one. As the 0-1 fouled into the fence. Kishbaugh gets there, and the crowd goes wild. Caleb, 0-2 count to Ross. This one right up the middle to Gooding. Throw to first. Outlaws moving on to day 3. They'll take on the loser of Gillette and Laramie tomorrow at 4 p.m. We'll have pregame at 3:50 p.m. and first pitch at 4. Rock Springs, their season comes to an end, and these two teams, such good friends, such good competitors. There will be hugs, there will be support, congratulations for all of these teams. Such a great, great friendship, alliance, whatever you want to call it, between two tough competitors. As the Outlaws win this one 13-0. And we'll play at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon against the loser of Laramie and Gillette. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have our Dr. McKay Franco Precision Play of the Game, Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, on the postgame show on the First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks, and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers, we know cement. 307-789-1515. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Your final score on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. The Evanston Outlaws victorious, final score 13-0, and will play in day 3 of the 2021 Wyoming AA State Tournament against the loser of Gillette and Laramie. That Gillette-Laramie game taking place at 7 o'clock tonight. You can catch that on mylocalradio.com. The Evanston Outlaws will play the loser of that game tomorrow at 4 o'clock p.m. We'll have a pregame show right here on K9 and mylocalradio.com at 3:50 p.m. And then, of course, first pitch at 4 o'clock. It's time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fast and fresh meat. And this one was one that we knew would be a good one because just how close these two teams are. Parker Ross started on the bump for Rock Springs. He will take the loss. He goes 3 innings pitched, 71 pitches, 9 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Ashton Eldridge comes out, gets the start. He had success against Rock Springs all season, and that carried over when Evanston needed it most in an elimination game. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. He gets the win. Caleb Gooding comes and cleans it up. 1 inning pitched, and that is how that goes. Offensively, 2 for 4 day for Clayton Moyles with 4 RBIs. He paces the team. Gus Allred, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Jagger Mitchell, 1 for 2 with an RBI. Derek McDonald, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And then you had RBIs from Ashton Eldridge and Talon Critchfield as well. Your final score, Evanston 13, Rock Springs nothing. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fast and fresh meat. Time for your Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game, brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Family Dentistry for the whole family. Call 307-799-8910 today. And the game was set with a strong tone when Parker Ross hits a line drive down the first base line. He's leading off the game, and it goes right into the glove of a leaping Gus Allred. Check this out. Leaps, makes the catch, and that is how the game gets led off. And Gus Allred wins your Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. That's going to do it from Cowboy Field. Your final score, 13-0 Evanston. They'll play the losers of Gillette and Laramie tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Pregame on K9 at 3:50, as well as mylocalradio.com. For our friends listening on KNYN 99.1 FM, we're going to return you to music. For our friends watching on mylocalradio.com, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have Cullen Holt live in the studio for the Buckle Up for Wyoming postgame show. Again, your final score, 13-0 Evanston. Will move on to play day 3 tomorrow at 4 o'clock p.m. on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we know our members by name and we love working with them face-to-face. But did you know that members can also handle almost all banking online? Everything from managing your accounts and paying bills to applying for all types of loans. It's simple and we're happy to help you get started. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Time flies, especially when you're having fun. This is Jeremy Rex, manager at T-Bar S in Evanston. It's hard to believe that we've been here almost a year with our new management team and staff. Did you know that you can have your vehicle detailed, your windshield replaced, chip repair done, or get your trailer refinished or rewired at T-Bar S? Of course, we are a full-service collision repair shop, too. You can even change your oil and your brakes. Visit T-Bar S today. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road, Evanston.
Already in the books, and with the East sweeping yesterday, we've got all conference opponents. Makes for some pretty fun and interesting matchups as well. I'm Cullen Holt, welcoming you back inside the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming studios. A big thanks to Elan Oliff. He had the call out from the Union broadcast booth there at Cowboy Field in Laramie for what was one of those conference matchups. Two teams that have gotten to know each other very well. It feels like Evanston and Rock Springs have played a gazillion times this year. It really does. Evanston swept the conference portion of their season series, and they get the victory in the postseason as well. The final score of that one, 13-0 on that Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard over there. So Evanston moves on. Rock Springs is eliminated. A great season for the Rock Springs Stallions. They continue to play tough all season long. Got a couple wins in conference play. And also, they played tough with Cheyenne all the way into the fourth inning yesterday with a very, very tough draw in the first round for them. So let's start it off by looking at the highlights. Again, these are two teams that have played each other so many times this season. A friendly rivalry, so to speak, only separated by about an hour and a half down the 80. And we go to the first inning. This is the Outlaws getting to work early. Jagger Mitchell with the sac fly. That would be 1-0 Outlaws after the first. Only took another inning for Hank Allred to add an RBI in the second, and that would make it 3-0 after inning number 2 as we take a look at the highlight of Hank Allred's RBI. And the Outlaws, it was the defense really that shone. We saw a really good defensive play by Gus Allred in the first inning, as you can go ahead and roll the fourth inning highlights as well. We saw him on the mound yesterday for the Outlaws. He pitched well in their opening round game, a loss to Sheridan. And here he goes with a triple out to left field. That would score 1 run. This is the bottom of the fourth. The Outlaws already up 5-0 at this point. He rounds for third, gets in, throw to third, gets away, Allred gets up and goes home. So we can do it defensively at first base, on the mound as the ace for the Outlaws, and he can do it at the plate as well. And it's a 13-0 ball game at the end of the fourth. All the Outlaws had to do was send Caleb Gooding out there to finish off the top of that fifth inning, and the shutout was complete. Starting pitching line for Ashton Eldridge, 5 strikeouts in 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, and of course the shutout throughout the rest of the game. And for Clayton Moyles at the plate, he had a good day, 2 for 4, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs. So with that being said, let's take a look at the losers bracket after Evanston advances. That'll do it for Rock Springs. Their season is over. Evanston will move on to play. They will be in the 4 p.m. game tomorrow, awaiting the loser of that game 8 out of the winners bracket. So let's show the winners bracket right now. These are the games that are going on a little bit later this afternoon. Sheridan, Cheyenne, and Gillette Laramie. Gonna wait for the loser of Gillette Laramie. That will be Evanston's opponent tomorrow as their season continues. So back to the losers bracket one last time. The game that is coming up next, it's gonna be Casper and Jackson. That's a 1 p.m. start time. We'll have pregame for you starting at 12:50, and talk about another one of those good conference matchups as we bring it back to the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming studios. Everybody's got a reason to buckle up. What is yours? Mine is making sure I get to all these baseball games. Let's go ahead and take a look now at the single A bracket. They are deep into their state tournament now. We've got just 4 teams remaining. Can we go to the losers bracket real quick for single A, which I think is where we've got all the current stuff. Yeah, there it is. So Wheatland and Cody. Cody's the only undefeated team left. They play today at 4, the 1 p.m. game, Lovell and Cheyenne. Cody has already secured a spot in a championship game. If they lose to Wheatland today, they will move all the way to that final game on the far right part of your screen. If they were to get the victory, obviously they just advance, and we just need one victory to secure the state championship, as Lovell and Cheyenne will play in that other semifinal. We'll bring it back live into the studio one last time. Again, we've got Casper Jackson coming up. That is also an elimination game. And I'm looking forward to see what the guys have from the Union broadcast booth out at Cowboy Field in Laramie. It's going to be another fun one. We've got all conference games today at the state tournament, so a bunch of rivalries will be renewed with a bunch on the line as well, which seems to make it extra special, huh? So we've got another game coming up at 1 p.m. We'll shut this stream down on mylocalradio.com. When we kick it back up around 12:50, we'll get you ready for that Casper Jackson matchup. I'm Colin Holt. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Congratulations to Rock Springs on a fabulous season, and congratulations to Evanston for extending their season at least until tomorrow. We'll talk to you guys to get you ready for Casper Jackson in just a little while.